Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yes. How's my headphones? Let me check my headphones. Check the sounds. Dr. Huge is back another Saturday, 3 p.m. You know how we do it over here. Thank God for this Restream, right? Oh my God, I can't wait to get rid of this. I'm stuck with Restream for another couple of months. You only get any good benefits if you pay like $50 a month. So I don't, so I don't get really any benefits. We're going back to the old days of OBS. This is completely the shits.
I'm not gay.
What? You're not my shits button.
It's the shits. It's the shits.
Why does it sound so low? Everything sounds low and weird. What's going on? Turn my headphones up.
It's the shits.
It was the shits.
Thank you. SummerSlam weekend. We got all that to talk about. A few other items. We'll look through the X Machine. The Sleaze may join us in a little while. So that's the agenda. Get liking and subscribing. Watch all the videos, right? Got a bunch of shorts out. Got a bunch of these promo edits. I know you will love them. Just watch it. It's only a minute or two. I know most of you only have goldfish brains and attention spans at this point. Do it anyway. Thank me later. Yup. So, first things first. I watched a little bit of SmackDown last night, saw a few clips, things like that. I see this Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, you with us today?
What do we want to talk about?
All right, we want to talk about you, how the build of all your big-time matches. They're what, Roman?
It was the shits.
They're the shits. CM Punk is also very boring these days. You know, this ain't your daddy's CM Punk where he's going out there and dropping pipe bombs every week. No, he's a good guy. Everybody says he's a company man. They love him backstage, right? The younger wrestlers all love him, and the fans generally like him. Not me. Never cared. So he's the champ, right? Because he stole it off of Sami Zayn. I mean, I'll accept that because this Sami Zayn boy with the title, oof, that was crazy. But he only got to hold on to it for a week, and then it was handed off to CM Punk. Hulk Hogan style. Brother. So now we got these two fighting each other in the main event of SummerSlam tonight. I haven't even ordered it yet. You know, I'm getting ESPN and Disney and the Hulus and all this other stuff just to watch one event, really, when I do get these things. Yeah, Uncle Phil Paladin. That's what the sleaze calls him. So Philip, he's what is it? He comes out there and he's got that voice like our boy Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins kind of looks like a villain and should be doing that and should be sounding like that. CM Punk comes out there and he's like always thinking he's getting one over on everybody. I'll keep bringing it up. I think this happened last year when CM Punk backstage got into a little promo battle with our boy over here, LA Knight, yeah. And CM Punk immediately tried to get the crowd in the arena to chant his name. And, you know, he did it in one of them slick superstar ways that they do, where it's like, oh, and they're chanting my name and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, ooh, and the crowd didn't even really chant CM Punk at that point. He was just trying to get over on LA Knight. You understand? Between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, though, there's not any sense of realism at all with this. This is a TKO match. They're like, who's your big guys? Oh, Cody Rhodes, right? And CM Punk's your champ now. Let's just give them the belts back and forth, right? And then the other show, we got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. If that's even the other show, they were all on every show anyway. So that doesn't matter anymore. Hit the like button. So, does this make me want to get SummerSlam tonight? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Did you see the end of SmackDown last night, folks? Cody Rhodes and CM Punk get into it, right? They finally start hitting each other because they're about to wrestle each other the very next day for the championship. And they end up bringing it up to the outside near the announce table. They're throwing each other over it and slamming each other on it. Punk gets over on Cody first, goes up on the table, and he's like, whoa, does the Cody Rhodes whoa thing, which is, that's cringe as fuck. And then Cody, right, trips CM Punk on there. Well, because everybody's waiting their turn to sports entertain everybody, right? And then he takes CM Punk down. Then he gets on the table. He's like, he's not going to do my whoa. I'm going to do it. Whoa. It's like, oh my God. What is this? What are we doing? What are we doing, TKO WWE? I mean, I might as well just call him TKO now. This is not WWE. Definitely ain't WWF. Certainly ain't WWF. But, yeah, it's neither here nor there, I guess. It's just we got to get these guys to figure out that this is goofy as fuck. It's just goofy. We got two friends that we all know are good pals and everything, and it's baked into the storyline a little bit. Just a little bit. And who do they think they're fooling? And maybe nobody, right? We all know it's fake. Got it. We all know it's stupid and there's no kayfabe and blah, blah, blah. I've been complaining about this even in the mid-20 teens. Talking online, going, yeah, we get it. But you guys need to act like this is real. They're not. So CM Punk wants to make money. That's why he got into the business. That's why he came back to the WWE. He's not there to make friends. That's in the promos as well between these two. That Cody knows this. But CM Punk didn't come in here to lose friends either, Cody. So they just want to make money off of them horsing around in front of a stadium full of people. That's what's going on. That's how I see it.
It was the shits.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shits.
But yeah, doesn't really matter who Cody goes up against. It sucks. It's boring. And you could be, oh, that John Cena match. And the one I personally liked, the Kevin Owens match, the ladder match last year at Saturday Night Main Event. Great match. But I don't care who wins whenever Cody Rhodes is involved. He's a mid-card guy at best, to me. In my eyes, always has been. That's not a shot at him or anything. He's good enough to be in the top business of professional wrestling and could be a star mid-carder. I would take that. But as your top guy, so unbelievable. Always has been. Ever since he's come back, I haven't believed a second of anything going on with Cody Rhodes. Except for the stuff with The Rock involved, because The Rock can make you believe. He swears, he hits people with belts and things. CM Punk, again, I missed a big chunk of when he was really at his peak, because that was PG era stupidness, WWE. Every time I checked in on it, I'm like, CM Punk's a champ, or Edge, or JBL, or who else? Sheamus, and Jack Swagger, and I'm just like, it's Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. Like, nah, you haven't got me back yet. But from what I hear, from what I've seen myself, he looked pretty cool. He was the edgy guy out of the bunch. Not no more. CM Punk, to me, is a cheap pop getter that is living off of, what do they call it? Resting on your laurels? What the fuck is a laurel? What's a laurel? So he's resting on that. And this main event, who cares? They better turn Cody Rhodes heel or do something tonight. He better be coming out there swearing, throwing up middle fingers like Brock Lesnar or something.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. We need that guy. And even him saying it like that, such a salesman, such a, take the big deep breath in, right? The BBQ way, the professional way. Yep, the BBQ one. Calls himself the quarterback one. No, I'm the best. Oh. Let's just call this. I think I have the right name and phrase for this era. So don't steal it from me, Triple H. But this is what you should call it. This is the Unreal Era. That's the era we're in right now, folks. Completely unreal. Nobody buys it. Nobody cares. I mean, except for the young fans that they'll eat up anything. Whatever is the biggest in all of the wrestling business, they're going to gravitate towards that no matter what, because of the polish that you put on the turd. But I'm telling you, this is a turd. And the longer you listen to this show, I will be explaining more and more why the WWE, TKO in particular, this version of it, is hot garbage. We don't want it anymore. I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but many of us can see right through this. This is one big money grab, And I can't wait for the day somebody takes this off of TKO's hands and gets it away from the Emmanuels and things, right? Uh-oh. Don't kick me off YouTube again. I've been kicked off of a few other places. More on that later. So, Cody, get well. CM Punk, you also get well. Because that was a goofy-ass brawl last night. Build-up stinks. But, hey, that's how it goes in the Unreal era, folks. We're just going to have to deal with it. And then the next thing to bitch about here. Let me bring up. I got plenty of little pictures and vids. And oh, my God, we did it today. We went all out. We're day drinking. We're going to have a ball. Where are you? This guy over here just counting his stacks. I'm totally done with this. I've been done since the beginning. When I heard they signed him, I went, oh, no. And then he came in, and he's just been on fire ever since. Whew. Well, I've been watching Raw the past couple of weeks. You know, I went out of my way and got Netflix again because I saw all these awesome clips coming from Monday Night Raw, and I'm like, are they getting their act together? You know, there were some good matches this week. We'll speak on that as well. But first, we got to shit on this Danhausen because how dare you go on my television with somebody as over as Joe Hendry as well. You know, Joe Hendry has the guitar gimmick, if you don't know. And he comes out there and he sings little ditties. And they're very catchy. Even this one was kind of catchy, even though it just stuck in my head all week. The I Believe That You Were Cursed song. Because they made a dance song together. Danhausen and Hendry. They went out there to do it in front of the crowd. And the crowd sat and didn't move an inch. They were like this. Just like Dr. Huge at home, I'm like. So we're watching this monstrosity happen of, I believe that you are cursed. And they just did that over and over and over again. The midgets came out. They danced around. It's been called all week the worst segment in Raw history. And maybe in wrestling history. It's up there. So... But I live for those moments as well. So, like, I want more cringe. I want more bad stuff like this. Gives me something to talk about. Gives me something to complain about. And also proves more and more my point that this isn't, like... we like goofy and wacky shit from professional wrestling, right? We don't mind that at all. But boring. And they're obviously... just trying to sell shirts, and they're trying to just make as much money as possible. They're shoehorning this Danhausen into everything. He's now mixed up with Dominic Mysterio. That's who he's taking on tonight or tomorrow. I don't know what day. You loved it, Philly Sports Pride? Loved it. I'm going to block him. Yeah, there you go. He blocked. So... I loved it too, for all the reasons probably that you're thinking. It was so bad it was good. That's like Vince McMahon style. But what put it over for me is just the fans' reaction. You're looking at an arena full of people, and it was funny. The producers like scanning the crowd to look if there's any spots where anybody is like vibing with this thing and maybe even moving a little bit. They couldn't find it. I was watching them. Skip around the arena. Is anybody moving to this? Nope. Crowd was deader than the Undertaker out there. So that's what made me laugh the most. What was the best part of the show? And I guess keep it up. And rumor has it they're going to keep putting Danhausen into pretty much everything out here. Like every show you watch, Danhausen's going to show up. Which instantly, I'm like, what? I can't grab this thing fast enough. Sometimes I'm like fumbling with it. It's like a hot potato. I'm like, oh, no, get him off. And I'm so anxiety riddled when he comes on the screen. It takes me a good like couple minutes to like get him off the screen here. So I ended up being a part of the ritual, I guess. The whole "you are cursed" ritual. Can't believe he put that evil on me. But he put it on all of you too. I guess if we did partake in it by just watching it. So just this guy's Stone Cold Steve Austin right now. This guy's The Rock. He's Shawn Michaels 1997 right now, the Danhausen. This Danhausen over here. It fucking stinks. Oh, look who it is. Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Fucking dumb picture.
I just when I saw the picture come up, I'm like, yes.
Fuck yes.
Hold on, let me get Danhausen off our screen. We'll come back to you later. I got more to say about this Danhausen. And that's the biggest fucking grift in the world right now. No. We need this over here. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you turn yourself up or get closer to the mic or something?
I'm fucking on my phone because everything's not working.
How's the sleaze sound out there to everybody? I mean, I can hear him.
Dog shit.
I know. I got my AC like blaring right next to my mic and everything. I'm like, I don't care. It's too hot. You know.
I had my
when we get to
I got a whole summertime theme of clothing going on that you can't see. It's fucking disappointing.
Oh.
Bitch. Let's show that. Oh, it moved.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Fuck.
Kinda.
Yeah.
You're one of the capos in The Sopranos or something?
Oh, fuck. Let's see if I could fix this. Who knows? I don't care.
In the meantime, again, this Danhausen. I'll bring you back, Danhausen. Let's look at you counting your stacks. Look, he's like a fucking gangster rapper out here. He's on Instagram showing off all his bricks of money and things. Yeah, but Danhausen's taken on Dominic Mysterio, who has had the shittiest booking as of late. So
it's terrible.
This ain't gonna make it any better. Just hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
And I get it. It's a kid's show, and some of this stuff is for the kids. Is Dominic Mysterio for the kids? Daddy Dom, Dirty Dom, really, though?
Yeah, of course.
I guess.
Oh, God.
It's all right. Just keep experimenting. We can hear you.
Yeah. Great.
How about this? I got a hot take for everybody. So AEW had ICP on this week, and I'm like, ICP's way better than Danhausen.
Oh, come on.
Way better.
You're fucking Juggalo now?
Yep. Juggalo since day one was ish.
Oh, God damn it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Dom has to win. He's with Judgment Day. He even has a gang with him. Danhausen has a gang of midgets. It's fucking midgets versus the Judgment Day. Imagine how bad the Judgment Day would look.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he doesn't go over on him tonight, then just get Danhausen out of my life, sleaze. It's all your fault.
Why is it my fault?
I don't know. You said you liked him when he first came around.
Yeah, but now it's fucking every week is the same joke. It's the same lines. It's the same. It's getting really fucking monotonous.
Yep. Honestly, for me, it's just like the Pat McAfee stuff. It's the look and the sound of the voice. It's the whole package. That's why I didn't like Pat McAfee. But Danhausen, when he does that creepy smile with the points, the double point thing, I just think to myself, I'm like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
So they're doing that literally over and over with Joe Hendry this week. They're like, you're a you got it. Just get out of here. Why do you guys like this so much? Unless you're a kid. I've been cursed with Pat McAfee, and now it's Danhausen. I finally got out of the woods with one guy, and then this fucking idiot shows up.
So you touched on it before. I guess there was a thing online. You can, obviously take it with a grain of salt. But I guess higher ups want him on every major show. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, let's come up with some new material. If he's on every fucking, I don't know if they're talking about just PLEs or Raw or everything, but sit down with the fucking writers and come up with something different than midgets and the cloning machine and You Are Cursed and the monies. Like, come up. It's been the same shit since he got there. It's getting fucking old.
Yep. They're doing it. They're doing it for Philly Sports Pride out here. He loves them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
they
there's
hooked
a ton
him
of
back
people
in.
that do love him. I got a guy at work that's like obsessed with him. Like, he sends me shit like 3-4 times a day. And in the beginning, it's like, yeah, haha, that's funny. But like now it's just repetitive.
Mm-hmm. If anybody sent me Danhausen things online, I would do YouTube TOS things to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How dare you? Just like one of my friends, they would send me pictures of dicks. But like secretly, like in a Subway sandwich or something.
No, come on.
And I'd be like, "What is this?" And he'd go, "Ha ha ha! I got you again." And I'd be like, "It's not funny, Danhausen. Stop texting me."
I do like the car. I do like the car that he comes out with. That's a good thing. Whenever I see the car, I pop a little. It's cool.
I don't like any of it. But it's just one of the things. This is TKO's Stone Cold. This is their HBK 97. He's the hottest thing in the business.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's great. Doing great, guys.
Yeah. So I hope more failure comes to Danhausen every time he tries to do a bit, because it's cringe, it's stupid. And wrestling's cringe and stupid right now because it's not even wrestling anymore. Again, you might have missed this, but I was calling it the Unreal era now. That's what we're in. And
yeah,
my reasoning is they don't want kayfabe at all. The biggest business in the game said it's all rigged, it's all stupid, and it's all fake. And then they put out CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, who are personal, real-life friends, and they're going to start fake punching each other and doing what they did last night, and they want me to, like, go get SummerSlam for it. Like, go fuck yourself, WWE.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Can you see me now?
Yes. Coming in perfect.
Me. Son of a bitch.
We're doing it. We're going to be famous soon now.
Yeah.
I'd watch Danhausen over anything A&W root beer. Wow, Philly Sports Pride. That is a huge hot take. Again, I just pointed out ICP came out. ICP is way better than Danhausen. You get 2 clowns instead of 1.
Yeah, yeah.
You double your clown action.
I tell you, I'm stuck in the same thing, too. I was looking at the card the other day, and I'm like, oh, God, there's a lot missing from this. There's a lot of friggin' just bad creative and all this shit. And I know tonight when I watch, I'm going to love every second of it. And it's like, that's where I've been for like the last like 2 years, is like, there's parts of it I really don't like, but then when it comes down to the actual matches, it's good. I just wish they would find a fucking balance finally.
Yeah, for example, the Javon Evans Rusev match this week on Raw, people are calling it the worst Raw ever, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was just with the outrage all the time. The week before, not this past Raw, everybody's calling the worst ever. The one before that was even worse. And it's because just the amount of ads, it felt a little different and wonkier than this week's. Plus, you had this Evans-Rusev match, which was like a 5-star Meltzer banger. But yeah, I mean, how many of those do you really need? I need to care about the matches first for most of them. Like, it's very rare that I'm like, oh, Javon Evans, Rusev, and it really didn't have anything to do with anything. They are kind of feuding, but it's not like this big storyline. And that was the best thing I saw all night, like in-ring wrestling-wise. And then the rest of it is just ads, vignettes, promos, entrances, and it just feels so dragged out, and I can't get into it.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem I've had with AEW. Anything I jump into just to check it out for the show. It's like there's no build up to anything. There's no real storylines. It's just, somebody comes in, does a dumb promo, and then 15 people come down, and it makes no sense. And that's where WWE is. And it's like sometimes it's really good, but it's like it's not consistent. The consistency is out the fucking window now, you know?
It's like back in the day, even as much as I don't like Sami Zayn, they would have done something more with Sami and his real life heat with CM Punk taking the belt off him so quick.
Right.
And it turned into nothing. All you got was a little viral moment of him going backstage and going, you took my title. And then it turned into nothing, really. I mean, he came out a couple times after that and tried to fuck up matches, but now he's all involved with Finn Balor, and it's just like, what?
Yeah, it makes no sense. No consistency. And if they would have continued something with Sammy and Punk, I would have been perfectly happy with that, to be honest. But there was no follow up to anything. I don't know what it is. I don't know if, like, everyone wants to blame Triple H and everyone wants to blame, like, higher ups. And it's just too many fucking cooks in the kitchen at this point. That's what I feel. It's just too much input. And then they go at the end of the day, they're like, whatever, just put it out there.
And that's what's up next here. TKO Trips is what's worst for business. Get it, everybody? He's always saying best for business. I say he's the worst for business right now. And you know what? It's not Triple H himself. It's the TKO version, businessman. I might get into politics, Triple H version of himself that is just terrible for this. He's got his guys. He's going to push them. It's Punk, Rollins, Reigns, Cody, basically your main event for the weekend on both nights. And they just swap belts back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's boring as fuck. There's nothing really happening. I do put a lot of blame on him. Of course, I always say I'm goofing a little bit when I do, because I don't think he has all the say that everybody thinks he does. He's kind of like a figurehead like Dana White is for UFC. Dana White runs the UFC, but he really don't run it like the way you think he does. He runs it. They all run these businesses kind of like how Trump runs the United States, or any president ever since they blew Kennedy's head off. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other people in charge a little bit, and when they're of course, like Triple H is running things until something big happens, like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. And then they're like, fucking put Jelly Roll in there. And Triple H is like, but that's not what we do. And it's like, it is what you do now.
Yeah, and I read quickly an article, don't quote me on anything, where they were saying the higher ups are now getting pissed off because the ticket sales are down, and they're blaming creative. That's the best part. They interfere with creative and fuck everything up. But then when ticket sales start to go down because they jacked the prices and fucked up all the storylines, now they're putting blame on the creative. It's like, well, it's sort of hypocritical because you guys are the ones that are fucking it up with all the ads and all this fucking bullshit and the Danhousings and the fucking this and that. And now you're going to bitch that Triple H is doing a bad job? Like, you got him handcuffed. What the fuck?
I'm telling you, I always blame executive producers, people getting in the way of talent and going, oh, well, you should do it this way. I want to put my stamp on it and blah, blah, blah. No, just give your money to the creative people and let them do it.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck out of the way.
There's a reason why they were $1 billion company before you acquired them, and now you're just last SummerSlam. What did they have on both nights? It was like 50,000 people for each night. And we're looking at like maybe 38 for each. That's a big dip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you got to look at yourself as the people that are the shareholders and whoever's on the board of directors, The Rock, and all this other shit, and say, what are we fucking up? Not what the company that built itself up into a global fucking juggernaut. What are we doing to fuck this up? Oh, God.
Yeah. The Rock, everything he touches turns to the shits now, it seems like.
It was the shits.
Yeah, Moana the shits, the UFC fighting movie.
It was the shits.
his stock has been way down ever since, the incident with Oprah Winfrey. In my expert opinion, once everybody started figuring out, hey, this guy keeps saying he's never eaten like In-N-Out burger. And now this is the 5th time in a row that it's the first time that he's ever had this. And he's going to show everybody online. He's a salesman, basically.
Yeah.
And also, when it comes to the WWE, like, he didn't promote WrestleMania this year at all.
No.
So he's a shareholder. He's on the board. He's doing this and that. He didn't give a fuck about the WWE. It doesn't seem like.
He's a fucking sellout. He is the sellout to the 10th power. He will just sell his bullshit and say it's the greatest shit on the planet. Like you said, he's a fucking salesman. And I can't even stand like seeing him now. And it's sad because as a wrestler, he was like, he's still in my top 3. And I really enjoyed all his work. But now it's just, he's unbearable.
Yeah, so I wonder if he'll even come back because, there's always rumors, he could show up here and show up there. They could absolutely use him, but I doubt it. It seems like there is some sort of friction there between him and creative or whoever in the company. Because, again, why would you wouldn't even promote the fucking WrestleMania that you're linked to, that you worked for him? What?
Well, he's busy putting on a wig and promoting fucking Moana.
Yeah. So, Triple H, you're okay. We know that you could do a lot better. And when the reins were kind of loose on you at the beginning, we saw WWE was on fire. The tickets went up in price because it was so hot and everybody wanted to go see and was interested in this stuff with the bloodline feuds and all that stuff, which also did start during Vince's reign still there. Vince obviously isn't the solution. It's kind of more of a goof to say we want Vince, but the TKO version of Triple H, I definitely would rather have Vince, no matter which kind of Vince. I would rather have that because, again, we would get more of them Danhausen things that went on this past week, cringe segments that I like. Uh-oh, you sound like a robot.
Yeah, you are too, actually. Let me leave. Come back.
Oh, shit. Let me check. Let me check the sound. Quick 1-2 here. Back in the hardcore wrestling talk in a moment, folks. You just fucking wait. Yep, I sound amazing. All right, the sleaze will get it together. It'll come back. It's WCW and TBS from years ago. It's kind of work. This TKO WWE, if that's what you're talking about, because I know we're on a lag. It's the most corporate thing I've ever seen in wrestling. And of course, it's all like WWE always wanted to be involved with celebrities and things like that. But yeah, you're still robot voiced.
Yeah, you are too to me.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt. Yeah.
Try, can you restart the whole device or something? Would that work? But anyway, it's funny to me because Triple H has been calling out fans like every other week now. So lately, he's talking about the fans and just like it and come on, stop being so critical. And this past week, he was saying how he wanted people to be passionate about wrestling, but you got to be passionate like, now they both frozen. Let's try this one. Yeah. All robot voices. I got 2 sleazes on my deck hero here. Let me remove this one. Now we got this one. And that one's gone, right? It looks like he's got his gun pointed out there to somebody. They're kneeling on the floor in front of him. That's what he's up to, I think. You should do that off stream, though. He's telling the guy to give him his money or something like that. Yeah. So we just got to be passionate about the wrestlers, guys, and the characters in the show. And just, we all know it's not real, right? So why do we care? Let's just not care about the creative direction and go, hey, why are they doing this? Why would they, make Cody do that and Punk do this? No, don't question anything. Just like it. You just fucking like it. Hello? Uh-oh. Yep. Now the video's coming through good, but the audio stinks. Testes 1 2. You need that wired internets and things. Hold on. Can I make this big? I want to make this big. Yeah. You look like Ronnie the limo driver right there, except like 50 years younger. Because Ronnie the limo driver is, a million years old now. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the subscribe button every Saturday, 3 p.m. I know I say every week I'm going to do more night shows. I didn't do any this week, but I'm always exhausted. I'm like, do I really want to talk about stupid wrestling for a while or even anything else? Dabble stuff? Not really. I don't really want to. So, wrestling sucks. This Lee's going to watch SummerSlam tonight. I don't think I am. It's my birthday weekend. I'm not going to waste it on fucking SummerSlam? On Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. What are washing each other's shirts tonight? That's like how they punch each other. Testes.
Test?
Whoa.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it just comes in,
it's
randomly. So let's just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Here, this will get everybody cheered up.
Oh, boy.
Did everybody see this lady? What was it, a week or two ago? At an event. Gunther comes out. And one of his fans stands up and starts doing I call it the Gunther salute. That's a Gunther salute now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't condone saluting Gunther in this fashion at the shows. YouTube TOS, just want to make sure everybody knows. But chubby white ladies in some areas, they're into that. And they didn't do nothing. In what area in America where people don't do nothing nowadays? Everybody does something, it seems like. Everybody's got something to say about everybody else ever since the whole put your masks on deal, right? How about that, sleaze?
You know what's another name for women like that? Democrats.
What?
Ah.
How dare you? They're all the same. They're both. How about both? Can we say they're both?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could say that. Yeah.
Yep. So you had that. Speaking of all that, we got Val Venus back in the ring, folks. Doing the Val Venus gimmick and everything.
He's starting to look like Freddy Krueger. Just put my hat on him, and you got it.
I've been loving him this past year. He's online. He's very right-wing or whatever. Right-wing, left-wing, doesn't matter to me. I think it's all fucking horse shit. It's just like pro wrestling, so what am I going to fight with Roman Reigns fans and Seth Rollins fans or vice versa? It's stupid. Yeah. But he's out here, talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. He thinks that there is somebody with a tiny gun And he's been pushing that theory for God ever since it happened. Pretty much, he's like, nah, somebody shot him on the ground level, with one of these little secret hand shooters, and that's how I know about Val Venus lately. I'm shocked that he got back into pro wrestling.
Yeah, he looks like he's 75 years old. And I don't take any opinion from a guy that spent most of his career as like a porn star type act. I don't take him seriously. So.
Do you take Kane seriously, at least?
No. Nope.
No, not him either.
I take Glenn Jacobs serious. I don't take Kane serious.
What if Val Venus took off the towel and it was a picture of Charlie Kirk or something? That's how into him.
It would make me more interested in what he says. If he did, like, I don't know if he has a podcast or anything, but if he had that, that'd be great.
Yeah, Rick Rude style, right on the project. Oh, there's so much like crazy stuff going, like obvious lying at like the highest levels everywhere, that I'm not like looking at Val Venus going, yeah, this crazy bastard. At least he's looking. Like most people don't give a shit and they won't even look into anything. I'm telling you, that whole Charlie Kirk thing, and they're trying to basically off the supposed assassinator guy, and it's just like so crazy because none of the evidence if you know anything about this, none of the evidence fits, right? No. But they're just trying to hammer it through. And then the Fauci stuff this week and the backlash to it. So I've been knowing this for like 5 years, and every year they tell you that you like people like me that you were right. But now we were right 5 years later, and it's like, oh, now you're really right. No, I already knew I was. So,
yeah, right.
Like I've been doing the whole I told you so's for like fucking 4 years at this point, and it's taking a long time for people to even figure out that was something nefarious was going on. And it's like, well, where's everybody? So everybody was just worried about going back to concerts and all this other shit in your life. That's all you were concerned with, right? Just the cowardness of all of it. And then they go, no, it's not that. I just really needed to keep my jobs. Well, if somebody was like, you can either lose your job or your career, but the only way you can keep it is by taking poison, would you do it?
I mean, why not?
A lot of people, I guess, they were like, oh, let's chance it. And to me, I just knew it was the whole time. And it may not affect everybody the same, but I know it affected people. Just personally, I've seen it. Like, tons of people. And it's just like, there's no way that this was a coincidence when they're changing definitions of what vaccines are, and you can't see the results of what is going on here for 75 years, and they redact all this stuff, and then they push it out there. We'll give you comic books, we'll give you cheeseburgers, we'll put you in a lottery, just please do it, please take this stuff. It's just like, I was fucking disgusted by it, but there are people still to this day that will that support people like Fauci. And it's like the fucking guy pleads the fifth to the color of his tie. You don't think there's anything's weird here? Okay, I'm just crazy and a conspiracy guy. Got it.
I just remember at my job when so they were trying to convince everyone to get the vaccine, right? And then they said, we got a great idea. If you get the vaccine, we'll give you a money bonus. So like people at my work were like, well, I need that money. It's like, are you fucking retarded? Like, and it was a couple $100. It wasn't anything. It wasn't going to pay your rent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people jumped on the bandwagon on that.
Like De Blasio in New York with the burgers and French fries. You could get free burgers and fries.
Yeah.
And most people I knew anyway, were like, "Oh, I want to go get it immediately because I gotta go. I gotta go hiking and skiing, and I gotta go on my vacations. And oh my god, I haven't been to a show in like a year. It's like you're poisoning yourself.
Grow up. Grow up. It wasn't like I have to get back to work. I got to do something for humanity. It was all selfish shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was really gross. I hated that whole fucking time. The only thing I liked about like COVID and shit was that people stayed home. And I didn't have to deal with them. That was the greatest part. When everybody started coming out of the woodworks back into public, I was disgusted. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
People got way worse since then, it seems like.
Sounds bad.
Like, just, I don't know. They act like the outside world is their living room. You know, they people, especially in our area, we're up in the Northeast, so you'd walk around and I wouldn't have a mask on ever. I'd not tested once. Fuck all that shit. I was sticking all these dirty swabs up into my brain to test it. If I got the flu, God, how about if I get it, which I did, how about I just take a week off and recover? Right?
It's a fucking flu.
No, the flu flatlined for 2 years, Sleaze. I did my research on this. They'd been putting out in the local news at the time that the seasonal flu, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Imagine that, and people believe that. And I'm watching these local news reports going, the flu went away? So COVID came into town and kicked the flu out?
Yeah. I just love it. I had 3 people that I know die during the pandemic. And 2 of them, I knew a medical history and all that stuff. But when they died, it was COVID. Everything was you were dead because of COVID. And that wasn't the case. Like, I look back on it now, and it's fucking crazy. It was a crazy fucking time.
And I love how people are like, that was 5 years ago, Dr. Hughes. Why are you still talking about that? That's weird. You're a weirdo. It's like, it was a very important moment in human history, not even like American history. Like, how they got people to just fucking bow down to all this stuff. And then they're putting Fauci on the cover of Time magazine. He's throwing out the first pictures at the Yankees games, and they got him on Saturday Night Live. I know what that is as a wrestling fan. They're putting him over, right? They were putting him over more than almost anybody I've ever seen in my life. And I went, this is not good. I said, this guy, it must be evil. And then in the meantime, he was like Dr. Evil in the background, killing dogs and shit and testing it out. Like, what a creep. And now he won't answer a question. He won't tell you the color of the carpet.
Of course not. It might incriminate him.
Like,
plead the fifth. Fuck off.
Yep. Anyway, I blame Triple H for all that too. Anyway, more than Fauci, actually.
Yeah, it's TKO.
I want this from the Unreal show, and of course I don't watch. I just refuse. But I heard that Bruce Pritchard was saying that he didn't believe that Javon Evans or Obafemi should be moved up because it was too early for them. They just didn't have that star power yet like that to get over. Like, where's his brain?
Why does he have a job? What does he do besides make stupid comments like that? I don't understand why Bruce Pritchard is like any kind of big deal in this company. Nobody can figure out what he does. He's not creative. Like Paul has come out and said, like he's not a creative. Like, so what does he do?
My guess is he knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, that's the only fucking, and that's the consensus. If you think about, like, if you listen to like Cornette and shit, or even like different people that are truthful with their thoughts, nobody can figure out what the fuck he does, and that's the only reason why he's there, because he knows all the secrets. Fucking couple $100,000, if not $1 million a year, this guy's getting paid just because he is who he is.
And yeah, and then this is what we get creatively and everything else out of the WWE. It's just insanity. But Tiffy Time says don't watch Unreal if you don't like it. Like, no shit, Tiffy Time.
No shit. Yeah.
And I
She
don't.
comes up with she's come up with some real gems lately. With showing her intelligence.
Yeah, she doesn't know who Junkyard Dog or Sergeant Slaughter is. She called Sergeant Slaughter SGT Slaughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who are these guys? Just like, I love that Kay Adams, right? Man, who's this Undertaker? What's his story? And she's going to cover wrestling.
I don't know when it happened that this generation just has no clue about history. Like none whatsoever. Wouldn't you think if you got into this business and you want to propel yourself, you want to make money and get yourself out there, you would study the shit before you, good or bad? You know what I mean?
Not even study it. How about just watch some random pay-per-views from a bunch of different eras or whatever?
Yeah.
But nope.
There's a problem if you don't know who Sergeant Slaughter is. There's a problem. Like, he's a staple in this business.
I mean, he was in cartoons too. He's like G.I. Joe and
right. Does she know who G.I. Joe is? That's the question.
Nope, just Barbie.
Cool.
That's my guess. Yep. So, what else we got here? Oh, you got the Oba segment with Brock Lesnar this past week, which was just botch city everywhere. So Triple H is in the ring, of course, supposedly to manage the whole segment. Brock Lesnar comes up, locks Oba in the cage because the Hell in the Cell was there, and there were police in the cage already, and there were police outside the cage with Brock Lesnar and Heyman, and Brock's just talking shit with Heyman, and they're giving each other the middle fingers and things, which has been censored off of Netflix. Like, how stupid is that, right?
They'll show it the first time, but then they censor it.
Right. They censor all the silliest things. And maybe it's to get people to watch the live feed, but really? That can't be it, because that's just silly.
I don't understand it, because if you look through the catalog of Netflix, they have so much stuff that's offensive as fuck. You know what I mean? But a couple middle fingers, or like blurring out the shit part in Brock Lesnar's shirt, like that's a thing. But you have all these other shows that will show grotesque shit, you know, like violence, sexual innuendos, sex, but you can't show middle fingers. Cool.
Yeah, fuck, dropping fucking loads.
Yeah, you get that on one show, and then Brock Lesnar comes out and puts up middle fingers, and they show the whole crowd instead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
me crazy. This whole wrestling thing, how this whole life thing, how everything's gotten worse. And I hate to be that old guy that's been like, back in my day, it was way better. Everything was better, but it was. It feels like time has just kind of stood still ever since 2012, and there's no pop culture anymore.
No.
Have you noticed that, Sleaze? Like, it's almost like after the 2000s, there's no like set rules of what like rules the time scheme. I think the last thing was skinny jeans, maybe, but that even was a 2000s thing, late 2000s.
It's confusing because people want to fucking nowadays just please everybody, and you can't do that. You can't sit there and say, well, we're going to be edgy and we're going to do this, but at the same time be PG. You can't. You got to pick a side. And that's what this whole entertainment business and this whole fucking society, and it's just they want to just play nice with everybody. Like, somebody said something at work, and it really stuck with me. They were like, well, you know, you got to play nice in the sandbox, which is fine. But there's some times where you don't play nice in the sandbox. You know what I mean? That's the difference, where everybody just wants to just fucking make everybody happy, and it gets confusing.
Yep. And we got Oba in the ring. He goes after the security, right? He's so mad at Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, why? Why did he do that?
He's the face? He was just mad, I guess. And they wanted to show his power. So he's being praised this week for not crippling one of the fake cops in the ring, because he went to power bomb him, and the guy didn't like flip all the way like he should and almost landed on his head. So he let him hit the mat and then pulled him back up again to slam him back down. And people were like, wow, how smart is Obafemi for just allowing that to happen? And I'm like, he tapped out just a couple of weeks ago, this Obafemi. He's green like everybody else, it seems like. But, I mean, he's good. I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm saying that, yeah, he's still kind of green, and like a lot of these people are. He probably never watched. He probably doesn't know who Sergeant Slaughter is either.
No, he actually, I heard an interview, I think it was with Stephanie. He actually knows his history, which is good. He's actually a really smart guy. But what didn't make sense to me, and it doesn't overall, is like, okay, so let's go back to the Attitude Era. So you had a gray line where it's like there was no clear good guys or bad guys, but there still was. You know who was good and who was bad. Just look at this card right now, right? So they had the whole Obafemi and Brock Lesnar thing. Obafemi obviously is being sold as a babyface. Brock Lesnar is the heel. Why is it that Obafemi was the one that, out of the blue, not provoked, started beating up innocent fucking police people? You know what I mean? And then you got the Seth Rollins and the Roman Reigns. Who the fuck is the good guy? Who the fuck is the bad guy? You got Cody and Punk. Who the fuck is the good guy? Who the fuck is the bad guy? You got the crowd when Seth Rollins comes out. They cheer and sing and all this stuff, but as soon as he starts talking, they boo. What the fuck is going on?
It's just products. That's how branding. All these wrestlers have their own little brand on their character, and TKO looks at them as just merchandise to sell and move. They're not looking at it story-wise, I don't think. They're looking at it more branding-wise. So that's the reason why the bloodline, you know, the Usos and Jacob Fatu, that bloodline comes out there and still interacts with the crowd at like live shows, faces bad guy teams like the Judgment Day at live shows, and acts like faces. Yet they go on Monday Night Raw and the Solo comes out and he's a part of the face gang with Royce Keys and LA Knight. And people, who's the good guys again?
Right.
Okay.
They're going to cheer Liv Morgan, but she's supposed to be the heel. And I mean, that's the crowd. The crowd is going to do what the crowd does. But at the same time, you're the people that are supposed to be steering the boat. And you want to talk about differences between the Vince era and the fucking Triple H era, is that Vince would promote a heel as a heel. You know what I mean? If the crowd cheered, whatever, but he was still a fucking heel. Where you were saying, like, these people will come out as bad guys, but then they'll dap up everybody. That's not what a fucking heel is. That's, it's boring. It's confusing.
Listen, this wrestling stuff isn't rocket surgery or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking pretty easy to do, but that's why I'm starting to really understand why Jim Cornette hates the things he hates, and he's so outraged when people expose the business. And of course, it's been exposed to the point, I don't know if the toothpaste can be put back in the tube at all. I think I pointed out before, I think it could take a decade, but we could do it if you just reverse course now and treat everything like you're doing is real. Otherwise, why is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller going out there last year when they were a tag team? And of course, you do all these media rounds and things, and these people start disrespecting you. These fucking hosts, oh, what you do is fake and silly, right? And it pissed Austin Theory off and Waller off. And they were like, we will literally beat you up right now. Would you like us to kick your ass right now on your show? And then the guys are, you know, because it got real for a minute. And that's what we need. We need some of that realism. We all know it's not real, right? But a bigger segment of the audience, again, through time, the more you're going to gain these newbie fans and things, they're going to think a lot of this shit's real. If you just keep it real and treat it like your old school carny, don't give up any of your tricks. And if somebody says, oh, what you're doing there is fake or whatever, punch them in the face.
Yeah. It's simple, like you said. It's such a simple, you know, this is over 100-year business where it was somebody laid out, this is the way it's going to be, good guy, bad guy, this, that, and the other thing. These are promos. This is how you do it. And it's like they're just taking all that and throwing it out the fucking window, where it's making no sense.
ECW live rounds with receipts. Exactly. Listen, the whole key to this was to just not give up the goods. If you're a magician, you don't want to go out there and tell everybody your magic tricks before you do a performance. Then nobody's going to care about the performance, and all they're going to do is critique it. And then they come out and go, why is everybody critiquing what we're doing? It's because it's not real anymore to anybody. We can't believe it. Right. We can't go, oh man, CM Punk just got over on, or Cody turned heel tonight and got over on Punk, because we know it's fake as fuck, and Cody Rhodes is a goof, and CM Punk is Uncle Phil, and their buddies backstage, and they're going to go count their money after they fooled all the marks again. But you can't fool the marks. So what are we doing?
Yeah. It's like, Nia Jax is a good example, where she's supposed to be this huge badass. I'll beat up everybody. It's presented like that on television. But then she's putting TikToks out of her dancing with fucking people she's wrestling. And I've said in the past, it's like, to people that, aren't into wrestling, they find out I am. They're like, oh, it's fake, right? And it's like, yeah, but what you do is just, pretend it's real. You know what I mean? That's the way you enjoy it. But you can't even do that nowadays, because you got in the back of your head when Nia Jax comes out tonight that, the biggest thing was her losing all this weight and doing TikToks and all this shit. Like, how am I supposed to take it serious?
Listen, I haven't seen the Spider-Man movie, though. I haven't gone to the actual movies in quite some time. I think the last one I saw was Top Gun, like the newest one or whatever. But I know the Hulk and Spider-Man aren't real. I still would like to see it. That's not wrestling, though. Wrestling is real people that you can see in real life. I'm not going to a wrestling match between Spider-Man and the Hulk and trying to suspend my disbelief. I'm going between two human beings that could make it seem real, since I'm seeing them in the fucking flesh. You know what I'm saying? And Triple H and them are just like, oh, who cares? And you know what? It came into my mind this morning while I'm writing some notes before the show, and I'm like, that's right. Triple H is the curtain call guy. Again, that's why Cornette goes out of his mind about all these things, because he knows it's going to fuck the business up if you let a curtain call guy run your entire business.
Yeah. Triple H has always been about presentation. It's not about storyline. It's not about this. That's why it takes 17 minutes for everybody to walk down the aisle, because he is all into entrances and he created all that. You know what I mean? Vince had a visual that he had in mind. You know what I mean? As far as like the look of people, the entrances, the fucking, you want to go up and spit your water out on the apron. That's fine. We got down to fucking, you know what I mean? He was a promoter in the sense that, like, he could have Obafemi versus Brock and build it up to you believing that it's going to be a fight on pay-per-view. And this is what I bitch about constantly, where they're not so much into that. They're more into the way the stadium looks with the light smoke and the fireworks and the costumes. And one thing that Cornette said this week too, which drives me nuts. I haven't watched Unreal yet, but it happened in the last 2 seasons. No matter what you do in the ring, you got 15 people in gorilla position clapping for you when you come back, giving you hugs. You did the greatest. That was the greatest fucking match I ever seen. There's no creative criticism. Everything is peachy keen. Everything is running through fucking flower beds. You know what I mean? And it's fucking filtered, this bullshit, so much.
I'm disgusted with, again, wrestling, life, everything. All of it. It maybe it's because I'm getting older. Again, it's my birthday weekend. Make sure you give me a happy birthday, like and subscribe. Thank you. Hit the notifications. And this shit stinks. I don't know what else to say. It's just fucking terrible. And,
but there's portions of it that are good. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that I enjoy. A lot of the matches I enjoy. things like that. What's frustrating is the things they need to change are so simple to do, and it's just not being done. It's common sense wrestling mentality shit that just is out the fucking window. And it's not even just WWE. It's like if you check out, I'm not going to mention AAA because they're running on fucking all cylinders right now, but like AEWs and CMLL and GCW and all the W's and this, they're all doing the same shit. It's all stuff that back in the day you would look at like an indie promotion and be like, oh, that's why they're where they are. And WWE and WCW are where they are. There's no difference nowadays. All it is like when you look at WWE, it's like, okay, so there is more cohesive storylines, if that's even plausible. But it's like they're doing the same, and I'm going to quote Jim Cornette, this mud show indie minded bullshit that all the other fucking companies are doing now that's plaguing this entire industry. It's mind numbing. You should be different. The NFL is different from fucking Canadian football and all this other shit when it comes to everything. And that's the way WWE should be. And it's not.
And peanut butter in that building. My favorite heel was always Scott Hall. I only watched during the WCW NWO era for maybe a year and a half. That's crazy. That's funny. You're one of those guys, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I mean, the business was on fire then. It's funny around that time too when WCW was beating WWE. I was still a WWE guy. I remember I got back. You know how it's always in little ebbs and flows how this wrestling thing in your life. So I was huge into it as a little kid. After Hogan and the Warrior stuff died down in the early '90s, I kind of forgot about it. And then I think when I got into high school, I was like, oh my God, Monday Night Raw. I remember wrestling kind of thing. And then I started watching it, and that was kind of like the beginning of the Attitude Era. It was like the tail end of that shit era where like Psycho Sid was the bodyguard for HBK. And
Yeah.
then the NWO and WCW came around, and I remember thinking of them as beneath WWE. Even when they were winning in the ratings, I'm like, they're not better. I'm still watching WWE. And then when that goes off air, you always knew that you had another 5 minutes of WCW on the other side. So that's how I would watch it. And so I missed a lot of WCW stuff. I saw a lot of it too, because, when WWE went to break, that's how I fell in love with Jericho and all that stuff. Him putting midgets in the walls of Jericho. I'm like, that was the greatest shit ever when I was a teenager.
But it was must see TV. Like the show would end, you'd be like, shit, I can't wait till next week. You know what I mean? On both programs for a while. And they don't have that anymore. They don't leave you like with a cliffhanger as to like getting you invested to be like, oh, I got to stop everything I'm doing and watch fucking Raw next week. And I know from personal experience because it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm not only fast forwarding through most of it, right? I'm not even watching it when it's live or even on the same day. I'm getting to it when I can.
Same
And
here.
yeah, and that's I think why, they only have 30 something thousand people, for each night, which is still a lot. People will bitch and moan and get back to me on X and be like, well, it's still a ton of people. Yeah, but it wasn't what it used to be. You know what I mean? And it's not must see TV. It's not something that you have to ingest every single week. You could skip it and go back to it, and it's the same bullshit, you know?
Yeah, they would leave us with a lot of cliffhangers back in the day. You don't get any cliffhangers now. It's
Mhm.
all just, well, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes came out there last night, beat each other up near the announce desk as usual. That's it. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
You
And,
know?
and one of the most infectious things that's happening is so they'll have a backstage segment, right? And then people will get into it. And then Nick Aldis or fucking Adam Pierce will come and be like, you know what? You guys are settling it tonight. It's like what used to happen was you guys got a problem. Guess what? You guys are fighting next week because then it puts into your head, holy shit, I want to see that match and tune in next week. They're doing everything now, where it's like they're not saving anything for the future. Triple H comes out all the time and says, "Oh, you know, long time storytelling, and do what we do, and this is what we do, and we got plans for fucking 10 months." No, you don't. No, and if you think you do, you're fucking delusional, because these little steps could be changed. It could be, holy shit, you guys got into a fight. We're going to do it next Monday. To keep them tuned in. They don't care.
Damn you, Triple H. Yeah, Oracle says, I'm all about the moonsaults. You've seen me do them in past profile pictures. But if you overdo the high-flying shit, it trivializes it. Like Bret Hart said, the match gotta have psychology. Absolutely. It's got to look real. And that's why I'll give WWE their props, or the talent the props, because a lot of them aren't given good things to do in general. But I still call her Rodriguez. Gonzalez, whatever, same difference. She beat Sol Ruca for the IC championship on Raw. And it was a sloppy match, sure, but it was good because it looked like a struggle. And I think Sol broke her nose doing like high fucking risk maneuver out on off the top rope on, out to the outside. And so she was all banged up, and it looked cool because I don't care if it's sloppy. It looks cool like that.
It tells a story, and we say it all the time. People like The Rock and Hogan and even like Ultimate Warrior, and they weren't the best fucking workers on the planet, but they could get in there and make you believe that it was a fight. And they hated this person, and they had animosity, and they had all that shit. I was saying that to my girl about fucking Raquel, is that she has gotten so good at telling stories in the ring. You know, she'll do whatever it takes body wise to show how much she doesn't like the person she's with. And there's not a lot of that. There's a lot of like, okay, so I'm going to do a spot, so make sure you're in this spot, and all that, and fumbling around to figure out where I should land. And you can see it. It's so fucking evident, and it takes you right out of the shit. It's bad. It's bad.
Yep. That's another thing. The repetition of, oh, we just threw you out of the ring. Now I got to go bounce off the back rope and run, jump through the ropes or jump over the rope or whatever. And it's like, woo.
Everybody's doing everybody's moves now, where nothing is special. They said it about Javon when he first came out. He flies over that top rope higher and more beautifully than anybody on the roster. So you know what you should do is get everybody in there into a little meeting and say, listen, nobody else is doing this besides Javon. That's it. Because
Exactly.
once he does it, and you see how great it is, and then the same matches after that on the same show, and you have the same people doing it, it's not as special. And that's another thing they need to work on, where you got everybody now going back into everybody's wheelhouse from either the current roster or from before, and using the same exact shit. How many people are using the code breaker right now? 4 or 5? How many people are doing the jumping through the ropes, when back in the day it was like,
Oh my God, almost all of them. Even big
yep,
guys are jumping
every
through the ropes.
motherfucking one. Big, small, fucking lanky, fucking short. They're all doing it now. Nothing is special. Everybody's kicking out of everyone's finishers. Makes the finishers not so fucking important now, does it?
Yeah, the only people that should be jumping around like that, like you said, Javon Evans, the way he gets in the ring is better than all these other people jumping outside the ring, almost killing themselves. Right. And then the only other people that should be doing are luchadors, for the obvious reasons, and Fraxium and Io Sky, and that's it.
That's it. I was just going to bring up Io. They call her the genius of the sky, which is saying in so many words that she owns all of that. But yet she'll go out and do these backflips and all that, and it's great. But then the next match, you got somebody doing the same shit. How is she the genius of the sky if you have 90% of the fucking roster doing the same shit she's doing?
Yeah, all these other bitches are idiots of the sky, get it?
Right.
They're dumbasses of the sky.
Or the whole spots where you throw somebody out and they're like, oh my God. And you can see them looking around like, where is she going to land? Oh my God. Like, not even acting correctly. And then finally getting the bump. It's like, it's nauseating.
Yeah, the
But
women are way
that,
worse with it too, as far as the staging of the spots.
yeah, and nobody backstage when they come through, nobody's going like, listen, you need to do a hell of a lot better of getting in position and making it believable. You got 10 people going, great job, guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're not going to be negative for a moment, everybody. We're going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit positive. I'm going to bring up Grayson Waller again. Like, remember, I brought him up with Austin Theory, basically protecting the business, which is what we like to see. And then shortly after that, they didn't have anything for Grayson Waller, who is great on the mic. They stuck him with the New Day, who they kicked out. And I think they're ending up somewhere. They just came out with a little skit online or whatever about them leaving WWE, and they're going to go do something else somewhere, and probably AEW, right? Take on the Young Bucks, whatever. But
Oh,
that's
great.
yeah, whatever. But Grayson Waller then ended up on NXT the other night and cut a pipe bomb promo. That's the good creative. That's the obvious, like, no shit. You got this guy that can work. He's great on the mic and he gets it. He wants to make it real. What's the first thing he does? He attacks HB Nose Hairs, the commissioner of the show or what have you. He attacks his old partner Theory, who's in the Vision now, blowing up on Monday Night Raw. Cuts a promo about how dare he get a spot, and I'm left to come back to NXT. And then he cuts a promo on the male wrestlers backstage because they do stink. I haven't watched NXT in months. It's been one of my favorite shows for years, off and on. But the black and gold era really wasn't for me towards the end specifically. But then when they came back with this 2.0 with Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, all this stuff, they were killing it again. And I noticed it, and a lot of people didn't. They were saying, oh, it's not that good. This is weird, right? The way it looked, because they changed the whole scheme of everything, but I liked it. And they've kind of gotten settled in now. And now the male talent is just blah.
I checked it out a couple of weeks ago, and it was bad. It was pretty bad.
So Grayson Waller came out there and just shit on him. I was like, good, because the women's roster has been better than the male roster, even when the male roster is good, for like the past 7-8 years on NXT. So I think that promo, if you haven't seen it, even if you're not a big wrestling person like that, it's interesting because it will give you an example of what I've been talking about as far as trying to make things feel real. They cut his mic off. Somebody told him, up, you're over time. He's like, have Shawn Michaels come out and stop me, right? So have Leatherface come out and stop me, right, Sleaze? It's fine. He blocked me. He won't see this.
But what's fun about this is we talk about it being more realistic and all this stuff. And the biggest thing on all platforms over the week has been his promo, because it delves into real life situations and it delves into in your face shit. And it seems like a guy that was pissed off, and it seems real. And every time something like that happens, it goes viral. They're so into all viral and all this crap nowadays. Why can't you see that something like this is what people talk about and what people want, and put it into every fucking show? I don't get it, but they'll have Seth Rollins come out and talk about being in a group with Roman Reigns 10 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? With the most candy cut fucking bullshit promos left and right, and be like, well, this is going to be the main event and this is going to be this and that. No, I haven't, like, especially with that whole build. I want to see the match because I've been waiting for the match. But the build-up could have been so much better. It was the same promo every single week to try to sell this fucking pay-per-view. And it was piss poor. It was.
I think LA Knight's promo to Seth Rollins is what made it sound so silly. We got the same hair, brother. We got the same this. We're the greatest of all time, brother.
But that was realistic, and that was the part that I liked the most, because you had a guy that's frustrated, feels like he's being held down, and he went after these guys in a very comical, fucking funny ass way, but there was realism in it.
Exactly. That's
It's not, oh, we used to be brothers and, you know, and we did this a lot and we remember the rafters and remember that and I hate you but I love you. Shut the fuck up.
remember Moxley the 13th brother or our third brother, dude. Now he's over there killing people on AEW.
I love the hot dog. That's one of the better placed hot dogs that you've done.
He's gonna slam it into somebody's gullet.
I gotta AI the shit out of that of him just murdering people with that hot
have him
dog
kill
act.
somebody by shoving a hot dog in their throat. It like explodes their head or something. Oh, that'd be amazing. Yes, thank you. Movie coming soon, part 15 or whatever they're on now.
Yeah. Moxley the 13th, part 17.
Oh my god. Yeah, they bring up that Shield shit. You know, I get it. It's the nostalgia stuff. It's what they did with AJ Lee to get all the girls involved in the buy. But again, it's to buy t-shirts. Like, this isn't a story to move anything forward or take anything within the past like 5 years. I'm a big 5-year guy. Like, when it comes to wrestling, again, if I'm going in and out of wrestling in my whole life like this, other people are definitely doing that too. And you want to kind of do like 5-year runs, I would think. So, because people grow up, right? And then they're going to phase out, and then you're going to get a new batch of fans in. Or maybe they were older fans, you want to keep them hooked in, whatever. You got to keep things changing, is what I'm saying. You don't want to always look at the past. But then what else do you got with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? You know me, I'm a big Seth Rollins guy. But when it comes to Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, what is there? What is there with any of this? Because they haven't been writing good stories for years for anybody to really do anything with. And then when they do, like Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, or something like that, they don't even do it. They bring in Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll.
This whole thing, first off, this is way overdue. It's not overdue. It's like if this would have happened even 5 years ago between them, it would have been something more. I just think it's like it's way. Think about it. It's a fucking 10 years ago or some shit that they broke. When did they break up? 2018, maybe 17.
I think. Oh, it was earlier than that. It was like
Something.
2013, 14, I think. I wasn't even really watching regularly when they broke up.
Right. So it's like why have the match now? And if they were going to have the match, all right, let's say that Seth just has, you know, let's just go back to the drawing board. He has animosity towards Roman, right? So Roman wins the belt. You have Seth just sabotaging everything he's doing, right? There's no talking. There's no talking about the Shield. Just sabotaging the shit out of him. And then you're building up that and building up that. And you can have him come out and be like, well, you know, I'm sick of your fucking, you know, your part-time shit and all this stuff and mention the Shield maybe once, but it's more about just fucking with him personally. There's no personal fucking animosity that they're building to between these two people. You know what I mean? It's everything you would just think of that's going to be easy. Well, they were in the Shield. Well, you know, Roman was pushed as fucking, you know, the golden child and they just keep fucking recycling that shit. It could have been something fresh where it's just like, you know what? I'm finally fed up with Roman Reigns. I'm physically going to fuck with him and, you know, sabotage everything he's doing, then go from there. It's just the rehashing of the Shield, the friggin' like a lot of the piss poor interactions, and it always ends with a Superman punch or a curb stomp. And it's let's just repeat this next Monday and repeat it again, and this is gonna put fucking asses in seats. And look at their ticket sales.
Yeah, and it doesn't take like these crazy logistics to do any of this stuff. It just takes like a smidget of brain power to go, let's make this pop a little more. Like they had Seth Rollins going out there with masked men every other week to take on the Vision. Like that's so stupid. That's what I thought of when you're bringing up like he fucks with him Roman Reigns every week, and I'm thinking, yeah, you can come out and bring out the masked men again and like mess with Roman Reigns or something. But yeah, do something. Like anything is better than yeah. Remember 15 years ago, I'm still you know, ruminating over that or whatever. Like, okay, cares.
It could have just been as simple as Seth didn't lose the belt. Roman has it now. It twisted Seth's tit because Roman's always been a fucking thorn in his side. And now it's finally the time to put him out of his misery, win the fucking belt back, end of story. That's it. Simple.
Yeah, what it sounds like to me is they're going, Rollins, you can't beat me. You know, Roman Reigns can't beat me, and he's going to bring his whole family to watch me beat him again in a big spot. And it's just, is that enough to make me care? And then with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, it's like, we are friends, but we both want the title. That's it.
That's another repetitive one. They could have seriously gone into like some past shit. They didn't have to mention AEW, but they could have fucking went with that. You know what I mean? But it's like you said, and again, it's the same formula where they come out and say, okay, we're gonna face each other. We are friends, but fuck you. You want the title, I have the title. And it could have just stuck to that. You know what I mean? and they and done more things to develop that shit where, you know, Punk maybe is hinting at, you know, turning into a fucking heel, or Cody is turning into a heel. Could have done that. It could have been like the confusion as to, well, who is the real good guy, bad guy? They didn't delve into this. They're just like, yep, we're friends, but we got to fight, and I'm going to yell louder than you, and then you're going to try to yell louder than me, and we're going to come out with our, you know, merchandise fucking blazers on and do the same thing up until SummerSlam.
Yep.
Boring.
So
boring shit.
Like, if I was Cody Rhodes, I would knock CM Punk out and I would shave just the one bald spot he had in his head, but make it even bigger, like a nice little ring, so he couldn't cover it up. That's how I do it.
Or I would have been like, hey, yeah, I had the designer jacket. Now you have it. So I'm going to steal your jacket. And every time I come out now, I'm wearing that jacket. You know, simple shit that's just fucking entertaining. This isn't entertaining.
Everybody's got the Beavis and Butthead memes for this fight, which it is funny. They do.
Yeah.
I told you for years, man. Well, for the past year, it wasn't it funny how CM Punk's hair just kept getting higher and higher and higher. It's like the white kid in play over there and shit. And of course, Cody Rhodes with his goofy ass hairdo, that blonde hair with the big tattoo in the neck and the suits and every. Oh, it's all so very cringe. The air sucking promos. And again, we don't even know who the bad guy is. I guess it's gonna. I'm leaning it's gonna be or Cody Rhodes at the end of the night. I think CM Punk still is like a bad guy in real life. Like I'm not buying the Uncle Phil storyline. He doesn't. Did you hear that story a few weeks ago? I don't even know if I talked about it on here. But there was a family. I didn't. I don't think I did. This is crazy. Breaking news. Hold on. Let me hit my breaking news.
What?
This is breaking news.
Go fuck yourself!
CM Punk a few weeks ago at a pay-per-view or whatever, there was a family that supposedly was staying in the same hotel with him. They saw him coming through and they seen him. It wasn't like they were running at him and all this stuff, but a young couple with a kid, and they basically like asked him for a picture or something, and he gave him like this dirty look, like, don't fucking talk to me, and then walked off, and the kid was all like upset, and the mother took a video of it like after the fact, like, no, he was like really rude. He kind of like ice grilled us, like, how the fuck dare you talk to me in public? And you know, he's a big guy on all that, so it was very believable. And also, after it got a lot of publicity for a few days, she deleted the post and everything. She's probably like, the CM Punk fans probably went for her, you know, like, how dare you even try to talk to CM Punk in public and it's like, the vibe I get, especially from the past few stories, or even the one where he slapped the phone out of the guy's hand that was like videoing Bailey and his wife AJ Lee hugging. I thought it was just uncalled for if you're an adult. But if you're a tough guy, right? If you're an asshole, tough guy, you're like, fucking fans, get out of here. And then I remember him in the past being on a reality show and calling a guy a fan. Oh, you're just a fan. You want to fight? Let's go. And it's just like, this guy, I definitely, at least from what I've seen through the TV screens and things, I do not vibe with this fucking guy. He seems to be one of these celebrities that is, I will talk to you if you give me money, and other than that, leave me alone.
I think there's a way to handle it. Like, I don't agree with the whole, like, walking up to people in airports or at the fucking hotel and all this stuff. But there's also, you're famous, first off. You're gonna run into it. And it shows a lot if how you handle yourself in that situation. Just say, hey, simply like, hey, I don't have time, da da da, walk away. Someone gets, grabby with you and shit, then yeah, throw their phone and do whatever the fuck you gotta do. But instantly, it seems like he's aggressive. Where you don't, these are just fans that love you. All right. Especially where you said, oh, it was a family, it had kids and all this shit. Just say, hey, either just take a quick picture or just kindly say, like, hey, I'm in a rush, da da da, I'm sorry. Maybe get their fucking address, send them something. There's a way to handle this shit. I mean, back in the day, there was like paparazzi at like Alec Baldwin's house, and they were taking pictures inside his house. So he came out and like grabbed a camera and threw it. Okay, because now that's a little privacy thing. But you're out in public. You're a public. Learn how to fucking handle yourself. Do what fucking Rhea Ripley does. She's nice to them in public, but then she bitches on X. That they shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, he doesn't handle himself correctly.
Unlike my goddess over here. Remember, we seen her at a show, and before she come running to make the elevator so she could go up there with the Huge and the Dr. Huge and the Sleaze. I almost called you Dr. Sleaze. She came in there, and remember before that, she was in a trench coat and she was still taking pictures with families. She wasn't telling them to go fuck themselves and running past them and this and that. She did her job. I don't think CM Punk does his job like that. I think he's just a douche. And then everybody in the business, they they bow to him because it's the CM Punk. This is what everybody's been chanting for. And everybody gets caught up in that shit. Dr. Hughes doesn't get caught up in that shit. I think he's a phony baloney guy. And just because the push is that, oh, he's nice now. Well, he wasn't back then, supposedly. So why do I give a shit? I don't know him. I don't care. So how about I keep on living life thinking he's a douche?
There's a big difference. And I keep thinking about this family situation where it's like, okay, so if you got a stalker or you got some creepy motherfuckers that come up to you, all right, there's one way to handle it. But if you got a mother and her kids coming up, you know what I mean? Don't be a dick. There's no reason for that. She's just doing what she thinks is good for her kids. She could be naive to the whole, like, I shouldn't come up to them like in an airport and stuff. There's a difference between that or like a 400-pound guy that smells like Doritos that wants to sniff your feet. You know what I mean? Where you could be rude to those motherfuckers. They want to touch you. They're running up to you in your face. There's a difference.
Yeah, they're rude to me all the time. And I'm just like, well, I expect it. But if a little kid, like, you're going to be...
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's messed up. Even though I've been a little kid and I've had celebrities and athletes treat me like shit too. So, I think I learned that for a very young age, and so didn't this other kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. What is the chat saying? This Oracle, what do you got to say, Oracle, about all this? Hold on.
What do you got?
I got to scroll. I'm scrolling right now. Yeah. Let's find a good one. Peanut. Yeah.
Penis? Sorry.
Mysterio was always cold with it. I heard he had a son that was in the game. Now, what? You don't know? Who are you, Kay Adams or something?
Yeah.
Do you got a whole wrestling podcast where you have all the biggest fucking wrestling celebrities on, and Dr. Huge can't get any of them because you're stealing them all from me, and you don't even know who anybody is?
Yeah.
Is that it? Well, here's a Mysterio story for you. He took on, in the worst Raw ever, Sleaze this week, which wasn't the worst Raw ever. There's been plenty of the Raws way worse than this. Ethan Page beat Mysterio this week and was a huge win because I've always seen Ethan Page as a big player in wrestling. Even when he was in TNA, he would cut in AEW as well. He'd cut these promos. I'm like, this guy's got the He looks the part. He cuts the promos. What's the problem? Like, why isn't he in WWE? I used to say the same thing about LA Knight all the time. I'm like, the fucking guy's in NWA? LA Knight's
Yeah,
in, like,
yeah.
how are you not in WWE already? And then he finally makes it or whatever. So good for those two guys, because those are the guys we want. They're going to take the realism and stuff. They actually get wrestling, unlike many others that they don't know who's who and what's what and what's a work and what's a shoot or whatever's going on. So Ethan Page got the win on Mysterio this week. Thank God. I was hoping he would win because I'm like, if he loses to Mysterio, that means that they really don't believe in him as a top talent. If you can't get over a guy that's already in the Hall of Fame, that should be doing this, like, laying on his back for guys to put him over like this. So, yep, that happened this week as well. It wasn't a bad match. A little sloppy, and I kind of blame Mysterio for it. He's a little older and kind of looks like a turkey out there. Got that big gut and everything these days.
Yeah, he still looks great, and there's a lot that he can physically help with when it comes to like the younger talent and shit. But don't expect Rey Mysterio from 15 years ago. I was showing my girl some stuff from like 2005, and she's like, "Holy shit," and she's amazed by him now. But to see him when he was younger, it was like a mind blowing thing. But yeah, he's 50 something years old. Jesus.
Yeah, he's got them like that hernia belly or something going on. But Peanut says, do they still make him like Brett, or is the game soft now? What do you say, Sleaze? Do you think anybody can keep up with a Bret Hart or any of them guys back in the day that's going right now in any company?
No, because that's not the modern style of wrestling. There's no technical aspect to this wrestling anymore. You get glimpses of it once in a while, like CM Punk will throw in some, fancy holds and shit that you saw from back in the day. But a Bret Hart, no. Everything he did was calculated. It was technical. There was a reason for it. He was, I miss the days of like working a leg, working an arm. There's none of that. It's a lot of running and flipping. So there's no Bret Harts in the fucking horizon because they're not teaching him that. They're teaching him all big spots. And that was not what Bret was. Bret was a build-up wrestler, like a Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart. And I can even say like a fucking early Daniel Bryan, where it was like there was wrestling moves.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I can't think of any that aren't going to be doing the flippy stuff on top of all of it, and to keep it 100% like realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of really. Yeah, I can't
It's
think
just
of
it's not the style. It's not the style anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing I'm seeing is luchador and Japanese stuff, and then it's like the big guy shit. Like the Obafemis who are slamming every other move, and there's no in between really.
And Oracle says none of them hold a candle to my girl Trish's fire. Yep, she was good. Here's a hot take for you. I like old Trish better than young Trish. I don't know.
Yeah,
Old Trish
yeah.
looks better to me than young Trish.
Yeah.
Young Trish always just seemed like baby fat, big fake boobs. I never really cared for her anyway. But she's just slimmed out, and I like that better.
Yeah. She looks great. And every time she's come back, she's been fantastic.
Yeah, she still works. She still has some of the better angles with the women. Remember, she had the whole broken nose face mask on for like.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, it's just
stuff.
and she tells a story again. It's like that's what's the big thing in the matches, at least, that are missing is like, so if you watch Brock and Oba, because Brock has been very hands-on with Obafemi behind the scenes and shit, it's gonna tell a story of two dudes that want to beat the shit out of each other. And that's a lot of what wrestling is missing nowadays. Going back to AEW, one of the things I just can't stand is everything is a spot. Every fucking move is a friggin' spot, and it doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't lead to, they'll do, the Young Bucks will do a double team move that doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't, the person gets right up or kicks out at one, and it's It's gymnastics. That's what we're watching. Circus Soleil fucking bullshit.
My favorite is when somebody gets like DD, like a fancy tilt-a-whirl DDT right on their head, and they literally like kip up from it. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You just got hit with one of the ultimate power moves, and you're just bouncing right back up, and you're gonna do a move now. Yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about this? You know?
Used to be back in the day when you watched CM Punk, when he put you to sleep, you were asleep and he pinned you. And now I am literally interested as to how many go to sleeps are going to be in this fucking match tonight. Where it's like, you're saying 4, I'm saying 5, and I think Cody's doing at least 1 or 2. Because that's the new thing too, is that, let's say I have a finisher, I give it to Dr. Huge, right? He kicks out at 1, right? That's my finisher. So then I punch you a couple times, throw you against the rope, and then turn you around and I do it again. And then maybe you count out at 2. You get the upper hand on me, and then you give me my finisher, which I kick out of. No.
Oh, and then you got to bring them up to the second or the top rope, but usually just the second rope, and then you give them the go to sleep from the second rope or something, right?
That somebody kicks out of.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Usually that doesn't do it either. And then you
Like,
have to do something outside of the ring too. You give them the finisher outside of the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, oh my God, like they just did it again. It's just there's what's the point of a fucking finisher now? What is the point? There is no point because everybody kicks out of it. There will be 17 F5s tonight. You know, and then maybe Oba will be like, well, I'm gonna one up him and give him one that he's gonna kick out of.
And that's why I love about like Brock. When I hear like Brock Lesnar's mentoring anybody, it's like, I don't know. I think Brock Lesnar has a head of rocks. You know? Sorry, I think most performers do. They're just told, go do this stuff out there and fill it in with other stuff. And he's like, so suplexes and F5s then, right? And it's like, yep, that's it, Brock.
Yeah.
You know, so
and don't get me wrong, and a lot of broadcasters like us, they bitch about like, oh, the fucking false finishes and da da da. I like a good false finish if it's done correctly. If you're down to the wire and all of a sudden somebody throws their arm up and you're like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. But if you do it 7 or 8 times in the fucking match where it's supposed to be the finisher, it's in the name, where it's supposed to finish you and you're kicking out 7 times, that's when it's diluted. When you get 1 or 2 that are out of nowhere, that's where it's like all of a sudden they forgot what a false finish is. It's supposed to be the finish, and you're supposed to be locked in like, okay, this is it. And at the last split second, they go, hey. Then you got the crowd like, holy shit. You got people at home like, I can't believe it. But they don't. They're just...
And Oracle wants us to send the honky tonk man the link. I don't think the honk, we tried that. Remember years ago, Sleaze?
Yeah.
We tried to get the honky tonk man on, and that link will cost us $200 at least.
yeah.
Like literally. So yeah, I ain't doing that, honky tonk. You ain't that special. How about I'll send you $2. How, you want a $2 super chat or something? You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah. That's what people out there don't understand. It's like we could have a lot of guests. We talk to these people on a constant basis, but it's turned into like everybody just wants money. And it's
they want money to be boring as fuck too. Like most people, they really mail it in. So how about I just do the show no matter what, and whoever shows up. Like that's just how I've been doing it. So fuck these people. I'm not giving you $200, honk.
No. Shove your guitar up your ass.
Yeah. I'll give you $200 if I can hit you over the head with a guitar.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's worth the money. But if you're going to come on and just be bored and just,
right.
Fuck on.
Right. Come on. As far as the goat on the mic goes, I'm giving that to the Road Dogg. I don't know. That's not really going out on a limb. He's pretty good, I guess.
He's one of the top. Yeah. I wouldn't say the goat, but.
I'm trying to think of who's like one of my favorite. HBK was always great. His voice was always funny. His just whole character was funny, especially in the 90s where he was just, all gimmicked up all the time.
Yeah.
So,
I was so excited when it started happening where they were changing the guard. They put Triple H in place, as far as creative. Then he went to NXT and he did all this great stuff. And I'm like, cool, our generation who was like, basically fuck off, we can do what we want. And that's what sold tickets back in the day. Like save this business, this company from going out of business and putting it into the mainstream and all this stuff. I was like, yes, fucking, we got DX running WWE. And it's like, it's the absolute opposite, where it's like Vince had more balls to do all this stuff and put it out there and be like, let's see what happens. Where they're like, no, we can't do that because sponsors. And I never thought this would happen.
Honestly, me neither. But they grew up and they were, hey, I mean, Triple H was technically a part of the corporate ministry, so he is.
Yeah.
He's been so wasn't The Rock.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think Dean Malenko did draw a dime. He was great, but was he a main event guy? Did he sell tickets? No. I agree with Brett.
And his daughter, I think, is getting into the game now too, along with Mysterio's daughter. And we heard news about Hogan's son possibly, and like several others. Like, yeah, this is Nepo baby business to the max these days. There's always been second, third generation wrestlers or whatever, but now it's like seems to be getting a little bit out of hand.
See, with the family thing, if it's done right, then it's fine. Another viral thing is Haku coming back, and his promo was fucking spot on, fantastic. Where he even threw like, "We are the motherfucking Tongans," and everybody's like, "Holy shit! Do you see this? Do you see that?" That's the way it's done. They didn't mention really that they were Haku's kids that much. But if you're going to do it, be like, hey, these are my kids, and I could kill you back in the day, so that they probably could too. I'm loving that. I can't wait to see that shit.
I went to dinner with Haku. He's a beast still at his older age. He's a massive dude. And I remember asking him, like, hey, what do you think about your son? How is he doing over in New Japan or whatever at the time? And he was just like, oh, like almost like he didn't even give a shit. He's just like, yeah, he's wrestling over there. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, all right. I thought I would get more of a reaction, being like, hey, I know about your son, I know what's going on, but so I never thought he would ever get involved like this. So when I saw, I was actually surprised. I'm like, oh wow,
yeah, I was all about it, it, and that's an original way of doing. Like, obviously, there's a lot of people, even over the years, that have been sons or daughters or cousins or whatever the fuck that have got into the business, and like with Braun Breaker. I forget who keeps going on about it, where they're like, why didn't they just put the Steiner name on him? You know what I mean? Why didn't they just do that? And they're like, well, we want to separate and all this. Everybody with this day and age, everybody knows he's fucking a Steiner. He's a kid of a Steiner. And you didn't have to like have him come out with chainmail and, Big Papa Pump shit, but sell that,
Almost at this point, would you be against Braun Breaker coming out in the chainmail and shit in a couple months? Because he's dying in the vision right now.
He's dying. I don't know what the hell is going on backstage where he was like the next coming of Christ, and now he's just the whole vision. The whole vision has just been they've tanked down Logan Paul. He is hurt and stuff like that, but I'm a big fan of Logan Paul. I know you have your opinions. I think he's one of the very few that has come outside the business and has gotten it and is really good. He's like he's in a vein of like a Kurt Angle that came from another sport, came in and just got it. But now he's like a stooge in like a B movie fucking tag team group. And the biggest guy that should be promoted is Braun Breaker. And now like Austin Theory is like the lead. What are we doing with that?
And Maxine runs the group technically. I mean, Paul Heyman gave her the reins to run the vision. He's like, she's got a handle on this. All right, see you later. Sure. He's like, I'm out and jumping off this burning ship.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, if that were the case, if you had nothing, split them up. Get rid of the vision. Have Austin Theory. He's been doing great. Have him do his own thing. Have Braun Breaker going for one of the titles. Logan Paul doing his thing. There's so many matches individually with those three people that I could imagine and I could book correctly, than to have them stick around just dicking around there's no point to this group at this point.
It feels like Danhausen's been cursing them this whole time. The injuries and all that. Like Bronson Reed is on his second injury since joining the group, like long-term injury. Seth Rollins got injured right out the gate. They brought in Logan Paul. He's already injured. Braun Breaker's been injured like 3 or 4 different times. You know, hernia here and, you know, concussion there and all this stuff. But then Paul Heyman leaves and he's back with Brock Lesnar as the advocate. I get how things can move and it's fluid like that in wrestling, but there should be more guardrails on these storylines to, if people do get injured and stuff, you have plans in place to fix it, but they don't.
Yeah, it seems like ever since Braun Breaker came back from his injury, they were like, okay, just run-of-the-mill superstar. They had months to figure it out because he was out. And it's like, even with, like, here's I'll give you another gem, WWE. Okay, so Bronson Reed probably is coming back soon, right? So you could do a whole storyline, have the Vision lose the belts, have dissension within the ranks. They're all fighting. And then Bronson Reed shows up and starts fucking with them like Seth did, but do it better. There's no mask, guys. And he could just have a chip on his shoulder, like, hey, when I was out, nobody called, nobody gave a shit, nobody mentioned me, they're fucking this, that. It could be as simple as that. Build up a fucking program with him and Braun Breaker, which is a match that would be money. Do it correctly. Then you could boost both of those dudes who should be in the main event picture separately, and it would be perfect.
You know what? And speaking of Bronson Reed, there is some Bronson Reed news from this past week. He tweeted that about an indie wrestler that should stop touching female fans in the crowd as his gimmick. And he's like, there's a guy out there doing this. It's creepy, blah, blah, blah. And the only one I can think of, he didn't name any names, is Andrade, right?
Yeah.
I think Andrade does something like that. So... But he said it was an indie guy, which if you call an AEW the indies, that's kind of like a slight, right? So
they are. Come on. They're the king of the indies. That's what they are.
So, yeah, that's a story too. I just found that kind of funny. And then what else we got here? Oh, here's in other news. Here's a little dabble news. So we might have to take it slow with the Dabbleverse since, the rumor has it John might come back, but that's just a rumor. And I don't see why he would. But if he does, John, you got to have me on again. You can't just trash me and then not have me on again, even though your trans co-host probably doesn't want to have me on since everybody's calling her me, him, me, whatever. Clearly I'm not. Trans. I'm a very masculine man. So
he's got a man penis.
Right. I also have penis, like your co-host, but mine's bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. But listen, I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned. I'm not scared of you fucking weirdos. So
I think they're scared of you. That's what it is.
I think they are. And you know who else is scared? You know who else fears me, Sleaze? You're gonna get a kick out of this. My favorite podcast, MLC, they won't let me chat on there anymore.
What a bunch of these people
I'm too funny in the chat. They won't let me chat in their white nationalist MLC chat anymore.
Yeah, bunch of pussies. Every one of them. John won't have you on because he's a pussy. The other show, they're all pussies.
It's crazy to me how and listen, I'm not a big pat myself on the back type of guy. I really am not. I'm very humble when it comes to just about everything. But it's just, out of all these fucking assholes, I'm the one that's going to be blocked in the chat? What?
Yeah.
I don't even watch every show like that. You know what I mean? So I went on a Monday, one of the shows earlier in the week, and I wrote something in the chat, and I'm like, that's weird. I can see it because I went to my phone and I was about to switch over and just listen on my phone. And I'm like, where's my chat? Like, so I can write in the chat, but it won't show up in the chat. So then I went to other people's live streams chats and I wrote in there, and I could see myself. So I'm like, holy shit, I've been blocked from the MLC chat. Like this is some bullshit. Cause I'm out here promoting it and saying it's one of my favorite shows and this and that. And in the meantime, these KKK white nationalist motherfuckers are gonna block Dr. Huge in the chat. Go fuck yourself.
You got to think to yourself,
Crazy.
everybody in that network is a huge narcissist. So if they're feeling threatened as far as like somebody being funnier or more witty and stuff, they can't have that. And that's what this is. They're just like, no, nobody can top us. And I'm sure they do it to hundreds of fucking other chatters. And
yeah, maybe some of my goofs in the chat like hit a little too close to home or something. I don't know, but it definitely feels like, specifically with this show, that Kevin only wants people that aren't funny on.
yes,
So he wants to be the funny guy, and he wants clowns on.
right.
And he doesn't want to deal with anybody in the chat. He'll deem everybody mountain people, or you must be one of those people if you're goofing around and stuff like that. No, I'm just. And then also the other thing, I think another reason why John doesn't like me so much is because I'm not paying all these people to do their shows. I send like $10 worth of super chats to John and MLC a year, so they're probably like, "Fuck this guy." We're like, I don't need his $10, and he's got his own show and all this stuff. Oh, the sleaze is frozen up on me. My takes were so hot there. Yeah, Oracle. Yeah, I've been blocked in the chat. I went and looked back. I was blocked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm even writing the Kim Nichols and all the people that are in the chat every day, and I'm writing to them like, can you see me? Nothing. HVAC that usually comes on this in the chat here. I would love him that somebody find HVAC, bring him in the chat because I can't talk to him anymore. Yeah, Kevin blocked me on X. He's a pussy boy. You and I are funnier than KB and Stevie Lou. Maybe that's it. Maybe are they worried about that? I'm not even worried about any of this. Who's funnier than who and all this shit? Like, who cares? Look, I even got rid of the Sleaze's screen and he's still on the screen. How does that happen? Oh, he's timing out. That's why. Let's try to remove here. Maybe this is why I'm getting blocked, right? But how dare Dr. Huge try to do a show of my own? Try to have some support system, or maybe some people that may want to join the chat. How dare I? I'm just a clown loser fuckface out here that's shouldn't do anything. Huh? So, yep, he fears the pores. He definitely fears Dr. Huge. I've been nice, too. Maybe he doesn't like nice people. Maybe I have to drink as much as possible and say the all kinds of slurs online. He'll probably like that. But, this KB's a boomer. He loves Dr. Fauci. He hates Trump. He's one of those guys, which whether you hate Trump or love Trump, I don't really care. I think it's both cringe. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't get it. You understand? He thinks Bruce Springsteen's fucking dope. So that's what we're dealing with over here at Hugen Studios. I can't get any respect out here from anybody, it seems like. And it's not mind-blowing, but it's definitely like, I wonder why that is. But and then you'll bring in all the Tom, Dicks, and Harrys in the neighborhood that, like Fatterday, you're going to do a Fatterday show with 3 fat guys, one eats on stream. That's his gimmick. And then the sorcerer, the borcerer, the snorcerer, you're going to bring on and have him bore everybody to death. And then Liam, who's just smug and he's just, there's no goofs or anything. You're the only funny guy. You know what, Sleaze? You're too funny for my show. You can't come back on. Thank God I got rid of him. Oh, wait. Is he back? I thought I got rid of him. You were too funny. I was like, I can't have this.
Yeah, my phone died, so that was fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Could it be because it was so low on battery?
I don't. I did something with the fucking green screen and it was fine. This technology sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oracle says Kevin has made me laugh. Stevie never has. Well, I got no beef against Stevie. I don't know who's banning me over there. Can't be Stevie. Stevie's supposed to come on my show one of these days, but they all treat me like I'm a piece of shit. Everybody out here. I'm on the Dabble dashboard supposedly now. There's this Dabble dashboard out here, so the show's on there. And yeah. So Panhandler gets to go on these shows, but I can't.
Who the fuck is that?
Some fucking hilarious guy that they got to have on MLC all the time. But I'm going to be blocked in chat, and I could never come on, even though I know all the fucking people that go on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. Again, I'm too funny. I'm too handsome, too charming. And I think KB might be, he would get upset with that. So,
yeah.
Hey, I know when I'm not wanted. I'll never watch your fucking show again. How about that? How about that?
How about them apples?
There's always something else to do. So,
like vigorously masturbating.
Mm-hmm. PH is the best seventh mic in the biz. Seventh mic. Liam is an insanely distant too.
Yeah.
Listen, there's not a lot of talent in that Dabbleverse. There really isn't. Which will be funny because watch, the show Sleaze is going to be coming in last probably every week because they've all hooked up. All the white nationalists have gotten together and they're like, we're going to help each other out and we're going to talk about each other and we're going to do each other's shows. Dr. Huge, no, he's way too low. He doesn't have it, not like we do. He's not funny like Pat Dixon and Bob Levy and these fucking old coots. Like, are you kidding me? Fuck you people. You guys are idiots. I'm not going to stop anyway. They think I'm going to stop because I don't need the Dabbleverse. I don't want it. I'm on the Dabble dashboard, and we'll fucking make our bones out here with the other idiots in the wrestling universes and all the other verses. You don't need them. So, go ahead, kick me out of everything.
Right.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you now.
All right, well, I'm going to go anyway. I got to eat before this plan.
Thanks for coming on. I'm going to wrap up. See ya. Thanks for the hot takes. See, we did it there, folks. We killed it today. Once again, I still have a few more stories. That was a big one, though. Is it because, do I have to do this? Hold on. Do I have to do this to join the MLC chat? Is that what I need to do? Do I have to love Dr. Fauci? Because he saved all of us, right? Do I have to start measuring skulls? Sending crosses on fire, perhaps? No, maybe that's what they want over there. Yeah. I'm looking at the rest of the stories I haven't talked about. I'm trying to... there are rumor of returns. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. If I cared about headlocks with Randy Orton, I'd be like, "Ooh, I can't wait for him to come back." If I cared about Kevin Owens coming back and being Cartman from South Park, being like the fat kid going, "Oh, why don't I have the championship? And I want the championship," and turning on everybody left and right, I would care about it if I like that stuff. But I don't really care or like any of that stuff. So Kevin Owens, like, glad you're doing well. I'm glad your neck's on your head, but you're another one of these CM Punk guys where people, they act like they love you in the business, like your comrades or what have you. But I'm not buying it. I'm not feeling the love from this Kevin Owens. And maybe it's his character, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But Kevin Owens, bro, you're like one of those obnoxious weasel types as far as your character goes. And you definitely giving me the Punk vibes in real life. Would you send families away and wouldn't sign autographs or take a picture with them? Probably not. I don't think you're some horrible human being. People seem to like you and things. But you're not a superstar. Punk's not a superstar. Not anymore. Not to me. Rollins really isn't a superstar. They don't treat him like one. He even said so himself. He's like, I haven't main evented a WrestleMania yet, technically. I cashed in a WrestleMania main event. I've done a lot of night ones. That's it. I think he might even be doing night one tonight. I think the Cody Punk thing is the night two, the big match that I don't care about at all. So, yep. Talked about Maxine, Big Cass coming back. Not really that big of a deal. Solo totally over as a face. We already know all about that. But yeah, getting back to this Kevin Owens thing, him returning and stuff. I hear rumors and things like everybody else, how him and Sami Zayn, that love to talk and gossip and blah, 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 backstage and things. And then Cardona, I guess, had heat with him recently because Kevin Owens went on either Punk or Stephanie's show, one of these boring WWE radio shows, and he was like, "You're the talking about Cardona. You're the king of the indies. Like, why do you want to be in WWE so bad? I thought you were the king of the indies." And this and blah blah blah. It's like, stop talking on other people's careers and shit, especially when you're in the company. What are you worried about losing your spot? You got something against them? So, of course, Matt Cardona felt some kind of way about it because he's back in the WWE now, but he says he's gotten over it. But, it's just one of these things that Dr. Huge doesn't really like out here. Fallon Henry says, don't touch the wrestlers. She's that super hot, up-and-coming women's wrestler in the Fatal Influence group there. I think that's what they're still called. I have no idea. They change that name like every year, it seems like. JR says there's no hot wrestlers at the moment. Welcome to the club, JR. I've been saying that for quite some time. There aren't. And I just laid them out for you. Who's the big name? You know who they tell you the big name is right now? You know who I'm about to pull up, right? I'm looking for him. It's a long list. He's around here somewhere. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Did he get deleted? I had him right here. How does that happen? Hey, he's gone. Danhausen is gone from my scenes. I didn't do it. Am I cursed? All right, I'll be cursed. You be cringe. And we'll do it like that. Uh-oh, we're closing in on SummerSlam, right? Is it 7 o'clock tonight? 7 or is it 6 o'clock? Probably 7, right? But anyway, I think we said it all. I mean, this was a wrestling-heavy show today. We don't have to do all that dabbling like we used to, since we're getting kicked out of all the chats and all the shows. So, good game, everybody, right? Don't forget to hit the like button. I can't believe some of these shows out here. I'm watching this show the other day, has 98 likes, and they had a startup screen, like stream starting soon for over an hour. So is that what I need to do? Maybe I'll get more likes that way. I'll just keep a stream starting within the next couple of days, and then I'll get like hundreds of likes. So hit the fucking like button, subscribe to the show, go check out all the promo edits. I just posted another promo edit the other night. Got other shorts. This is one of them. This is one of the best ever. Go check that promo edit out. And don't worry, he can't see it. He blocks me, right? Here's the proof. There's your proof. Sami Zayn blocks Dr. Huge right there. So that's going on, as well as many other. Kevin Owens, Shawn Michaels. All my favorite wrestlers, right? Kevin Brennan, they all block me. So, good game, everybody. Shout out to you guys. I'll hopefully catch you maybe later on this week. I was thinking about doing a show tomorrow. I might not. You know how it goes. But stay tuned. Definitely hit the bell. So when I do go live, we can chat it up, huh? And maybe I'll do some gaming in a little while. So if you want to talk more with me on the Twitches and things, head over to Twitch later on this evening, and we'll see you then, right? Good game, Paladin. Good game, Oracle, Peanut Butter, all the people that came through today. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day. Give us some applause first. See you later.